my gosh. So, I mean, that division's on the rise, right?
This is why I'm an MLB expert.
Oh, hold on. What are you doing?
Dude.
What?
And the Candyman is back. You know the Candyman is back.
Into your stereo soul from the backbone of the planet Sun. Into your stereo.
You've struggled, you've sweat, and you've bled to make it here. This is your moment. This is the NFL Draft.
Welcome back to the NFL Draft, a night of history. Blaine Gabbert at number 10 became the first Missouri quarterback drafted in the first round since 1977. And when we take a look at our last 5 picks, also some minor surprises there. Ryan Kerrigan at number 16 to Washington, Soler at 17. Guys, what stuck out to you the most of the last 5 picks?
Obviously, I think it's got to be the Prince of Mukamura falling as much as he did to the Giants in 19. This is a guy a lot of people had pegged, maybe top 8 picks. To see hit that type of value at pick 19, it's just out of this world. I mean, the Giants, you mentioned, they go in for the best player available. That's exactly what they did.
I can't believe Cameron Jordan's still on the board with so many teams who have just been drafting that need a defensive end. Washington clearly needed a defensive end, picked Kerrigan over Cameron Jordan.
Right.
Was looking for New England to grab a pass rusher. They went offensive tackle. You wonder when this guy's going to come off the board. Hopefully soon. Hate to see him fall this far.
Billy, I'm interested to hear what you think about this news. The Browns earlier traded back from number 6 with the Atlanta Falcons. Well, guess what? They are back on the clock officially after a trade, getting back into the draft at the number 21 selection. Let's see if they can rebound from a shoddy 2010 season.
The Cleveland Browns have been the punching bag of the AFC North for years, but showed flashes of potential over the course of the 2010 season. Quarterback Colt McCoy enjoyed some success in his first stint as a starter, while running back Peyton Hillis ran for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns, emerging as one of the league's toughest rushers. Head coach Eric Mangini and his coaching staff got creative with their play calling and dialed up trick plays against unsuspecting opponents. The defense enjoyed decent success against the pass, even limiting Drew Brees and Tom Brady en route to consecutive wins against powerhouse opponents New Orleans and New England. But the team struggled against divisional foes Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cincinnati, and lost to the likes of Buffalo and Jacksonville despite their big wins. Now Pat Shurmur steps in as the new head coach of a Cleveland Browns team that has talent in several areas, but is missing a few key pieces to becoming a serious contender.
Cleveland Browns, the first team this evening to make 2 trades. Let's look at the trade breakdown. What did they get after moving up to the number 21 spot with the Kansas City Chiefs? They get that number 21 pick, and the Chiefs, from moving back, get the 27th and 70th picks. Billy, what do you think?
Well, you know the guy who's working the draft room for the Cleveland Browns right now, Mike Holmgren, the czar in Cleveland right now, clearly saw something was going on in between their pick that was coming up at 22. So if you're going to move up, 27, excuse me. If you're going to move up just a few picks, clearly they have their guy chosen. AJ Green was the guy. That's who Cleveland wanted in this draft.
Sorry.
Which is, yeah. Don't get me started. AJ Green was the guy they wanted. Since he dropped off, that's why you saw them drop back in the draft. Whoever it was they're looking for, possibly a DN. Love to see them take Cameron Jordan. They need a pass rusher. Great in the middle with Iata Rubin as the nose tackle, but Sean Rogers is retiring.
Right.
Maybe looking for some depth. I would guess they're going on the defensive side of the ball if they're scared and have to move up 6 picks.
Right.
I completely agree. I think, but a different guy. I like Cameron Jordan in the spot, but I like Daquan Bowers better. Especially if you get a guy who can get to the passer or rush the passer. That's what Bowers does the best. So I think this might be a spot where they moved up to Daquan.
So you prefer Daquan, you prefer Cameron Jordan. Why do you like Cameron Jordan more than Daquan Bowers in this spot?
I think Cameron Jordan's just a better fit for the 3-4 defense. He's great for the 3-4 D end position, and he's got an extremely high motor, which is something that certainly touches home for Cleveland fans who have had to watch Sean Rogers maybe play a first down and then leave the field for 3.5 quarters or something like that. Great to see a guy who's going to play all 4 downs, plus doesn't have the injury concerns of someone like Daquan Bowers. Like to see a healthy guy with a high
It's all about
motor.
value at this pick, though. Number 21,
Tom, I
value.
got to cut you off. Sorry. The number 22 pick is in, excuse me, number 21 pick is in. Melissa Connor, can the Browns rebound?
With the 21st pick of the 2011 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns have selected Phil Taylor, defensive tackle, Baylor.
You're talking about a big nose tackle potentially. Phil Taylor is your man, 6'4", 334, Tom.
And you mentioned a big man is probably doesn't even tell the story about Phil Taylor. This guy originally started at Penn State, transferred after a sophomore season with the Baylor, and he's a monster of a man. 6'3", 334, maybe a little playmaking ability as you saw there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rare size and strength of Taylor. Perfect nose tackle size. Really can anchor and take on double teams in that defensive line. Really can open up rush opportunities for the rest of the players on the defensive line for the Browns.
Pretty happy with the Phil Wadlow Taylor selection for the Cleveland Browns. They were 27th in the league in rushing defense last year, so need a big run stopper in the middle. Great to see that they took a guy who they can also use as a substitute for Iata Rubin, so he's not going to have to play the majority of the downs immediately because Rubin is the star in the middle of that defensive line. But this is a guy that you can play at a DN position as well and try and get through the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns when you have these two, Iata Rubin at 300 pounds and Phil Taylor at 300 pounds, stuffing up a majority of the field.
Billy, that's fine. But as a Cleveland Browns fan, as you are,
Yes.
think about this.
Okay.
At that 6th spot, if the Cleveland Browns had stayed there,
Do you have to go
Julio Jones may have been the pick. And now you have Phil Wadlow Taylor. How can you deal with yourself as a Cleveland Browns fan right now?
All right, here's the thing. Pat Shurmur's coming in as the new head coach for the Cleveland Browns. He's an offensive mind, West Coast offense, and we have serviceable receivers. Muhammad Massaquoi, Brian Robisky.
At best, serviceable.
Yes, but when you were coming into this draft, you were looking for a #1 receiver, a guy who will be the face of your organization, which A.J. Green was. He was the guy. Julio Jones, I'm not sold that he is a #1 receiver. I think he would just fit into that pack of wide receivers. Are you going to waste a #6 pick getting a receiver that just fits in with the rest of yours? They got a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a future first round and second round for moving down where they get to address a serious need on defense. I'm behind my guys. Go, Michael.
Boy, Billy, you are in a deep, deep state of denial here. I
I
feel
love
sorry
it.
for
Can't
you
wait. Super
as a
Bowl next
Cleveland
year,
Browns fan. Who I don't feel sorry for is Indianapolis Colts fans. Their franchise is now on the clock.
Coming off of their Super Bowl loss to the New Orleans Saints the year before, the Indianapolis Colts look to get back to the big stage. In their second year under head coach Jim Caldwell, they finished 10-6, which was good enough to win them the AFC South for the 7th time in 8 seasons. While Peyton Manning may have had some interception issues in a few games, he threw twice as many touchdowns and 4,700 yards total, which was second in the league. Reggie Wayne caught 111 passes for 1,355 yards, which put him at 3rd in the league overall. Injuries, however, haunted their roster, putting many key offensive players on the